Welcome into my YouTube channel where we're going to be talking sports, Houston sports, gaming, and more. My first long form video in a long time, my first ever video like this. So let's get straight into the snubs. Around this time of year, we passed the midway point of the season and now we're into the main stretch of the season. All-Star break time. Now the draft comes into play, but right after the draft comes the Midsummer Classic, the All-Star game, 95th this year, being held in Atlanta, Georgia. This event was supposed to take place in Atlanta, Georgia back in 2021, but due to political issues, it's been set back to 2025. But we're not here for that. We're not here for that. Today, we're gonna be talking about All-Star game snubs. And I got 3 examples of players getting snubbed this year, and one huge example, one reserve, and a position player example. So let's get straight into the snubs. First, Christopher Sanchez. If you ask any MLB fan that is knowledgeable, they will say that Christopher Sanchez possibly should have been a starter. If not, he should have been an all-star, most definitely. And yesterday we saw Jacob Mizorowski. No disrespect to Miz, no disrespect at all, but I'm looking at my spreadsheet here and I have it linked down below. He's only made 5 starts in his career. He's only a rookie. 0.7 WAR, 25.2 innings pitched, 2.81 ERA, ERA plus of 145, a 33 strikeout percentage, 33 strikeouts with a 33.7 strikeout percentage, 11 walks, and 11.2 walk percentage. That's good for a rookie that shouldn't be in the All-Star game. Difference between him and Paul Skeens is Skeens last year had a much bigger sample size before he started in the All-Star game. But let's get over to one of the aces of the Philly staff, Christopher Sanchez, 4.1 WAR, 18 games started this year, 107 innings, 107.2 innings, a 2.59 ERA, an ERA plus of 165, 116 strikeouts. His strikeout percentage is 26.3, 29 walks this year, and a 6.6 walk percentage. If we go to Fangraphs and look at the WAR, 3 WAR for him and a 2.75 FIP. FIP, fielded independent pitching. How is he just by himself without fielders coming into play? He's one of the best in baseball. I didn't even have to pull up the Mizorowski, the Miz, because for the simple fact, if you know your stuff, you know your stuff. Sanchez should be an all-star this year. It's a robbery. It's a shame. It would have looked nice. It was a $200,000 bonus for him if you would have made the all-star game that he's missing out on, because they understand that just because he started on Sunday, he wouldn't have been an all-star starter anyway, which that's a robbery in itself. Christopher Sanchez's teammate Nick Castellanos had this to say on the matter. He said the All-Star game is turning into the Savannah Bananas, a popularity contest. The Miz is the big thing right now, the big rookie, the new kid on the block, and that's all they're focused on. But you can't forget the guys who've been dominating all season long, and that feels like what the MLB did right here by allowing the Miz into the All-Star game. Next, staying on the pitching front for right now, I'm gonna talk about Framber Valdez and Carlos Rodon. Rodon was just announced as an All-Star reserve the other day, but I feel like that probably could have gone to Framber Valdez, the longtime ace of my Houston Astros. 3.5 WAR, 18 games started this year, 115 innings on the dot. That is going to go up by the end of this recording because he's pitching tonight against the Texas Rangers in the Lone Star Series. 2.9 ERA, 141 ERA plus, 115 strikeouts, 24.6 strike percentage, 41 walks, and 8.8 walk percentage. Good stats this year. Great stats this year. 2.7 WAR on Fangraphs and a 3.16 FIP. One of the best ground ball pitchers in baseball for a long time now. A long time. Since about 2020, whenever he had to step up and be the ace after Cole went to New York, after Verlander got hurt. Him and McCullers had to step up that year, and they did. He stayed on that level ever since. Only big injury was back in 2021 when he had a a pinky issue, and he got broken, fractured, but he was back 2 months later on May 28th against the Padres. So that just shows his consistency. But if we go over to Rodon, 2.9 WAR this season, 20 games started, 119.2 innings pitched, a 3.08 ERA, 131 strikeouts. No, 131 ERA plus, 135 strikeouts, 28.2 strikeout percentage, 41 walks, same as Valdez, and a little lower walk percentage due to him pitching 4.2 more innings at 8.6 walk percentage. On Fangraphs, his WAR is also less than Valdez's at 2.1 and a much higher FIP at 3.59. New York bias. Well, I'm not going to say New York bias because that goes into my next one. But Yankees bias, it could possibly be. It could possibly be. But I guess for Valdez, he can use this time to rest, build up, because we've seen in years past overexerts himself. But last year, it sucked. The Astros didn't make it far in the playoffs, but it also helped in certain cases like this for a team that's been already hurt. So he can use this time to rest, hopefully. Same thing for Hunter Brown, who's pitching on Sunday, so he won't have to pitch in the All-Star game. Use this time to rest, relax, and get healthy for the second half of the season. Now, lastly, controversial maybe to some, not to me though. One of the best players in baseball since 2018, Juan Soto, just signed a big contract. We don't have to go into that. Everybody knows what he signed this past offseason with the New York Mets. This season, a 4.1 WAR, batting .265, OPS of 910, WRC plus 157, OPS plus of 162, Baseball Reference WAR, B-WAR 4.1, Fangraphs WAR 2.9. And somebody I feel like he possibly could have made it in over would be Corbin Carroll, who has a 2.9 WAR in 78 games. He battled an injury earlier on this season, or around the midway point of the season. 21 home runs, so just one less in less games. 47 RBIs, same amount of stolen bases. Batting .250 with OPS of 891, WRC plus and OPS plus of 143. Not much of a difference there, but I would say due to Soto's availability in his month of June by itself, when he started really heating up, kind of carrying that Mets team when they were struggling, even though the team was struggling, he was still going crazy. I feel like he should be an All-Star, similar to George Springer missing out this year's version of the All-Star game. Somehow Julio Rodriguez was voted as an All-Star, but thank goodness he decided to opt out. I feel like he could have gone to a spot like George Springer, who I previously mentioned. Cedar Rafaela, been great this year, had a walk-off just last night against the Rays. Been fantastic glove. Same as Rodriguez, fantastic glove. But his offense has picked up its game after lacking his first 2 years in the league. And he also has an extension already, so it's good for him. But Julio he opted out after saying he wants to rest so he can be better in the second half than he was in the first half. Julio has always been known as a second half type of player. So we'll see what he does with the Mariners in the second half. Randy Arozarena, who's a free agent this upcoming offseason, takes his place. So that will look good on his resume going into the offseason, being an all-star this year, playing great in the month of June, leading into the month of July. So leading into the month of June, from the month of June, leading into the month of July, that will look great on his resume going into the offseason and wherever he may sign. As always, folks, thank you for watching this video. Subscribe down below, like this video, leave a comment, share it with anybody that you know. Share with other baseball fans, sports fans, because I'm going to be putting out more content like this and other sports content. Subscribe.